Kenya Limited deals with, and I'm very sure that our guest, in part of his presentation, he will tell you much more. But I do know that when I started going to Nairobi from Gishagi, not a very long time ago, some of the most appetizing shops to me were the deacons' shops because of the quality of the clothes that they used to display. He has over 20 years of retail experience. Critical because we would want many of you to take his direction and the direction that a person like your chief mentor, Dr. James Mwangi, has taken, mentoring in the area of entrepreneurship. Prior to this, he served as a general manager, that is between 1996 to 2002, as the operations manager in the same company. And then in operations manager 1990 to 1995, and prior to that was the operations supervisor 1987 to 1990 in the same companies. What matters, whether you are growing once you start working, is whether you have the capacity to move from one level to another one. And you can see he has moved from the level of a supervisor to where Dr. James Mwangi operates as the executive of the Equity Group. He is a non-executive director of Scan Group, a listed company and a leading marketing and advertising agency in the region. The world of advertising is a lot of fun. He is also chairman of the board of governors of Moi Equator Girls Secondary School. That is critical. You can tell his passion in education and why he felt that he would not let us down when we invited him. Do we have students from Moi Equator Girls School in Nanyuki? Why are you all saying yes and you are not from there? Those who are from Moi Equator Girls, put your hands up. Oh, we have a girl there, another one here. So you can see a member of one of your governors is here with you, and you'll be able to go back and say, yes, I was with him. He's also the chairman of the board of the Distributive and Allied Workers Association and a board member of the Federation of Kenya Employers and a member of the Archdiocese of Nyeri Education Advisory Board. The entire Diocese of Nyeri. He is a respected educationist who advises on education policies and programs in our schools in the Archdiocese of Nyeri. In 2005, he was awarded the Head of State Commendation Medal for implementing performance contracts with the public bodies on behalf of the government of Kenya. For you to be given a commendation by the head of state, normally given during the state events, Uhuru Day or Jamhuri Day or Madaraka Day, it is because whatever you are doing, it has that national impact. He is a scholar. Remember, he is a scholar, and that's why we started by strengthening you in the area of academics. Because you will not be able to provide leadership the way our guest speaker is providing and others that you have seen if you are an academic dwarf. We want you to be academic giants so that you can be authorities and so that people can take you seriously. So he is a holder of Bachelor of Arts degree in economics from the University of Nairobi, and he has later obtained an advanced diploma in management from the Strathmore Business School in the year 2006. In 2009, he qualified as a fellow of the Aspen Leadership Forum. That one I will seek his guidance. so that he can tell you what it is all about. Mwalim never pretends to talk about something he's not very clear about. Fortunately, he's here and he will advise us on that. And the man I have been describing is known as Muchiri Wahome. He who, like I told you, is the Chief Executive Officer of Deacons Kenya. So, Bwana Muchiri, I want to say you are welcome. These are the high school scholars at our sponsorship. And a quick introduction of them. Form 1s, put your hands up. Form 1s, thank you very much. Form 2s, put your hands up. Very good. Form 3s, put your hands up. Very good. And finally, Form 4s. So you have them in your front and the others behind you, but they can all see you. So you are most welcome.
Thank you, Mwalimu, Ivy, the Equity Group. I salute you. Girls and boys, good morning. Good morning. God is good. And all the time. And indeed, God is good, because what program you're going through here is, to say the least, the work of God, and absolutely miraculous. Ivy asked me about a week ago to come and speak to you and share with you the journey that I've gone through and the role that mentorship and personal development that has taken me to be the Kenyan that I am. I do have a bit of a flu, so you'll bear with my very rough voice. And I'm extremely glad to see that there's some girls from Moi Equator here. Let me see those hands again. Hi guys, nice to see you. Almost 40 years ago, I started school in a small primary school in Mombasa called the Loreto Convent School. Oh, I can see there's some students from there. And when I look back and see outside of my family what has really shaped who I am, I have no doubt in my mind that the teachers and the sisters in that school put in me a certain seed that lives on and continues to guide me to today. And that seed was the knowledge of God, the respect for humankind, and the understanding that I was here because of God's purpose. And it has never left me until today, when I travel to Mombasa, either on holiday or on business. I drive past that school. I go into the chapel and say a prayer. Because of me, and I speak from my heart, of all the influence that has managed to keep me sober, humane, and understanding, is the counsel that I got from my teachers and the counsel that I continue to get from my belief in God. And I would urge you to consider at every turn in your life what role you should play in the plans that God has for you. As I grew up, I went to secondary school in Nairobi school. We had career masters, we had mentors. And to this day, my key mentor from Form 1 to Form 4 remains a personal friend to whom I continue to go to. And Mr. Edwin Nudo, who was my literature teacher, my arts director, and my mentor. And he was also my housemaster. And if you imagine the influence that he had on me, years later, as my drama director, in my A-levels, I won the National Drama Festival, having written and directed a play, with the encouragement of my mentor. Years later, much later, I hosted one of the most successful TV programs in this country, Up Close and Candid. That was in 2002, when this country was going through the change that we all know that it went through. And all that I put down to the influence that my mentor had on me. What influence did he have? In Form 2, my entire dorm started smoking. I included. And in Form 2, we were all sent home. And in Form 2, we all came back with our parents. And through a counseling session, we were admitted to school. And the question asked for readmission was, yes, you smoked. But why did you smoke? And there was, quite frankly, no serious reason other than wanting to do what John, Peter, and Paul had done. Nobody, I included, had not asked the question, what is the implication of my dragging that cigarette? And I want to bring that back to you. Do you know, as a matter of fact, that every action has a what? I can't hear you. Every action has a consequence. Every action has a consequence. If you drink water, you must pee, isn't it? If you eat, you must, don't say it. Okay, every action has a consequence. And I've just given you one example of what it took. And through counsel and mentorship, spending more time with my mentor as challenges, particularly peer challenges. And there were many. Visiting girls' schools and being the naughty boys, going to games and thinking that's time out. We went through that life thinking that our teachers are way beyond the pressure that they're putting on us. But by working with a mentor, I managed to soak in the pressure. But more importantly, I managed to level set the role of my peers against the objectives of my life. And I stayed with my peers, I laughed with my peers, I cried with my peers, but knowing from that day on that my life was to be determined by me, but not others. Into employment, into university, Edwin Nudo was still there for me. I would go back to Nairobi School when times were tough. Because at campus, life can be good, can't it? All the freedom is there, and Edwin continued to give me that mentorship role. I understand from the equity officials here that all of you have mentors. And let me put those mentors in perspective. 40, 50, 60 years ago, when our parents were growing up, They had aunties and great aunties. They had uncles and great uncles who played the role of mentorship. Because your parents play a totally different role from that of mentorship. A mentor for me is someone who I can pour my heart out to, who can challenge me with regards to what solutions they are or what the road forward is relative to my career growth. And because we've moved into an urban environment, those great aunties, great uncles are not available. You now have to look for people who you can share your story with and who you can hold in trust, because they've been through the experience. I am the CEO of Deacons. Has a turnover of just under 3 billion shillings. In 2003, it only had a turnover of 500 million shillings. We only had 8 shops. Today we have 35 stores. In 2003, when I took over, it only had 1 brand. Today we run 10 brands. Adidas, Woolworths, Mr. Price, Identity, Truworths Fashion, Life Fitness Gym Equipment, and we are indeed the leading fashion house in Eastern Africa. Thank you, and I look forward to serving you in my stores. What I want to say is, achieving that outside of the mentorship and the grounding that I got in my primary school that I spoke to you about, the most important thing was setting a vision while I was in my A-levels, setting a vision, and then finding out what I required to do in order to achieve that vision. Do you have a vision? And what is it you require in order to achieve that vision? Those are 2 important things that you need to take home. With the vision, I was clear that I wanted to be amongst the leadership of business in this country. That was it. A very simple statement of fact. I wanted to be amongst the leadership of business in this country. What did I need to do to achieve that? And with mentorship and personal development programs, I have managed to get to where I am. I don't think I'm there yet. I'm still working on it, because it never ends. The amount of knowledge out there is way, way, way beyond what I have acquired. It is a continuous journey. And it is a continuous journey with barriers, challenges, and amazing pitfalls. And it's through mentorship. And I'll give you an example of a mentorship program that I went through that reflected my business. I attended with your chief mentor, Dr. James Mwangi, the Advanced Management Diploma at the Strathmore University as one of the first business leaders in the country. That program was facilitated by an amazing set of lecturers from across the world. At that program, which took a year and a half, it became very clear to me that the ability to achieve was not based on the resource that you have, but on the belief that you can. Once you know what you want, once you believe in what you want, don't worry about the money, don't worry about the people, don't worry about anything. Just pursue the goal, and it's sure to come to you. We're all from humble beginnings like you. We never grew up driving cars. We acquired them. We never grew up in luxury. We have achieved it. Make a plan. Discuss it with your mentor. Correct it as you go on. And I'm sure that God's favor will be with you. Thank you and good morning.